All right, I think we're all ready. Now, maybe you remember last month I was asking some riddles on the PA about legends, fables, and fairy tales. And many of the legends, fables, and fairy tales that we talked about, you will see in today's play. Today is enjoyable, and it's also serious, and there's a wonderful message at the end. So listen carefully. I know you will all be a good audience and show your classmates and your peers appropriate appreciation. Today is a wonderful presentation of the Big Bad. So all you have to do is wait until I give this microphone to the judge, and then we will be ready .
Separate equally important groups, the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
Hello, this is Cindy Grimm for EFN, Enchanted Forest News, reporting live from the scene of what is sure to be the trial of the century. In just a matter of moments, we are about to see quite possibly the most impressive clash of legal minds this court or this country has seen since once upon a time. After years of delay, we are finally about to witness the trial of the Big Bad Wolf. As many know already, Mr. Wolf, the defendant, escaped a jail sentence when his criminal trial for 3 counts of huffing and puffing with intent to destroy, 2 counts of attempted murder by ingestion, 1 count of grandmother impersonation, 4 counts of attempted sheep abduction, and 17 counts of lurking ended in a mistrial. The result, a giant falling on the courtroom while the jury was determining the verdict. Now, a number of parties have brought a class action lawsuit against Mr. Wolf to obtain some monetary compensation for what they feel has been an infringement upon their rights by the now infamous defendant. It seems the counsel for the plaintiffs, the unequaled Miss Fairy Godmother, has entered, accompanied by one of her clients, Miss Red Riding Hood, and the young client's grandmother, Grandmother. Hello, Miss Godmother. Any words for EFN?
Mr. Wolf is a depraved, cold, calculating killer, and it is only his celebrity status in this forest that has saved him from the hands of criminal justice. His behavior is reprehensible and has completely infringed upon my client's rights to live happily ever after. As you know, I have always fought to ensure that the good people of this forest get the ending they deserve.
That wolf is gonna get it. We're gonna string him up by his toes and shake him till all his money goes right here. And then me and Granny are gonna get ourselves a nice new condo with a pool and a...
Now, dear, have a seat. That isn't appropriate behavior for television. We can't have this trial going on forever, you know. Miss Godmother's clerks all turn into mice after midnight tonight.
Yeah, that's lame. You stink.
Well, I never. Now she didn't. Ungrateful little...
There you have it. Oh, here come the other clients.
Oh, tell them a bit. I like microphones. They make my voice sound loud. Give me.
Ah, yes, the press. Excellent. Yes, I, Pig 3,
am a plaintiff in this case. I would be happy to provide an interview if needed to be.
Well, thanks, but
Well, you see,
I didn't say that.
Say, you're Cindy Grimm, aren't you? You remember me? You covered the Mr. World Lumberjack pageant last year, didn't you? Well, remember me? I won Best in Flannel and Most Ruggedly Handsome.
Yes, Mr. Woodcutter. It's nice to see you, too. Ready for this year's pageant, are you?
Sure am.
Cindy Grimm, EFN. I believe you two are.
I'm an old shepherd, and this here is my boy. The boy don't know his manners too well, and so we're in a bit of mess, you see, but we don't want no trouble. Just a little money to pay some sheep I lost, and the medical bill for this boy here.
Right. So, you must be the boy who cried.
Wolf, yeah, that's me. What's it to you? Look, I was just having a little fun, okay? You know, like frying ants with a magnifying glass or blowing up squirrels with homemade explosives.
You shut your mouth, boy. He don't mean those things he says. He's just a little, well, boys will be boys, eh?
Right. Well, here he is, the infamous Big Bad Wolf himself. This is a very tense moment in the courtroom right now. Just feel that tension.
I can hear you over there, you know.
Oh, my deepest apologies, Mr. Wolf. Cindy Grimm, EFN. I'm covering the trial today.
Yeah, I guessed.
So, who is your counsel and where is he?
She, and I don't know. Her name is Evil Stepmother. You've heard of her. Apparently, she's some big, high-priced, fancy lawyer who's got pulled into pro bono work she doesn't want to do. I don't blame her. Barring another giant, I don't stand a chance today, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you never know. Do you have anything you'd like to tell viewers out there?
I've got nothing to say to the world. The world's got nothing to say to me.
Okay, well then.
All rise for the Honorable Judge, wise old man. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, yes, you are the jury here. Well, anyways, they say that justice is blind. Well, if justice is blind and bats are blind, then justice must be a bat. Be seated.
The renowned judge, wise old man, is presiding over the case today. Judge Man is known for his, well, wisdom. He's known to frequently apply his gift as a philosopher to any case. He is also known for his taste in magic beans.
In this court today, we are here to try an individual accused of many heinous acts. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I will ask you all to keep in mind this important and difficult concept. This concept is that guilty is the opposite of not guilty, and not guilty is the opposite of guilty. That's it. Very well. Shall we begin?
Your Honor, sir, I have no counsel.
What? Oh, yes, counsel. Well, where is your counsel? Why is it not here? Did you lose it? Did you check under your pockets? Under the seat cushions? Behind the refrigerator?
No, sir, I haven't, but
What? You don't have a refrigerator?
That's not what I...
How do you keep your milk fresh? Oh, your lawyer, yes. Well, who is that? Oh, she's a lot of fun. Miss Evil Stepmother.
I apologize, Your Honor, everyone, for my lateness. What? Excuse me just a minute. Well, just stand then. Again, I apologize to everyone.
May I inquire as to why you are late, counselor?
You know what? I would come up with an excuse, but really, forget it. I don't do pro bono work, so I wasn't all that excited about this case, to be honest with you. Plus, I think it's pretty much doomed to failure. So, I didn't really prepare a lot, and I was kind of pulling some things together at the last minute, and I was up last night yelling at my stepdaughter to clean the cinders out of the fireplace. So I thought I'd sleep in a little and treat myself to a nice long breakfast with my colleague and witness over there. So are we gonna get this thing started? I've got a facial schedule 5.
Yes, of course, right away.
Objection!
The trial hasn't even started yet.
Your Honor, I object to the counsel for the defense's attitude. Clearly she is making a mockery of this courtroom, and you are allowing it.
Oh, I am? Oh, well, that's not good. Miss Stepmother, a bit of wisdom for you. Being late is wrong. Wrong is the opposite of right, and right is the opposite of left. Therefore, if you are late, I will have to ask you to leave. Now then, court is in session. Oh, opening remarks, Miss Godmother.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to correct a grave injustice. By chance, Mr. Wolf was spared the punishment he rightly deserves. He is a depraved criminal. He has lurked in the forest for years, preying on innocent little girls.
Yeah! Shush, child. Behave yourself.
Innocent little girls, innocent little pigs, innocent little old women, innocent little boys, and innocent little sheep. My clients have been frightened, threatened, tricked, eaten, and robbed. And I am sure I'm leaving something out. Because of a mere accident, this twisted fiend will not receive the punishment he rightly deserves. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Godmother. Miss Stepmother?
Oh, no, I waive it.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. No statement. Thanks, though.
Very well. Moving on.
You're not even going to try to do anything for me?
Look, Wolfie, nobody's going to save you. And even if somebody were going to, it sure wouldn't be me.
I'm doomed. I'm going to be robbed blind.
Oh, come on. You did all of it, didn't you?
Yes, but why won't anyone understand?
Miss Godmother, call your first witness.
Understand what?
I would like to call Miss Little Red Riding Hood.
What it's like to have everyone hate you.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, Hans Christian Andersen.
Yes, sure.
Maybe I do.
What was that? Red, honey, how are you, dear?
I'd be a whole lot better if I had that monster's cash.
Right. Well, now, Red, sweetie, why don't you tell the nice people on the jury what exactly happened between you and Mr. Wolf on the day in question?
Yeah, sure thing. Well, you see, I was walking through the woods, minding my own business, trying to get to my granny's house to bring her some bread, 'cause she's old and sick and stuff. And then this horrible, scary wolf jumps out and pretends to be all nice and stuff. But I know he's creepy. So I'm like, back off, wolf. And he's like, no, come on, I'm all nice and stuff. Why don't you take the shortcut or whatever to get to your granny's house? And I'm like, well, actually, shortcuts are good. I hate walking. It's for losers. So I start walking. Turns out the freaking wolf did make it up. He gave me like a long cut or something so that he could get to my granny's house and eat her.
My word! He ate your grandmother? I'm so sorry for you, child. What happened next?
Well, then he dressed up as my granny and got in her bed.
What? This is appalling. What sort of perverse reason could he have had for doing this?
He wanted to trick me into thinking he was my granny. And then, when I got close enough to the bed, he ate me.
Ate you too? Consumption of a live human being is a felony, ladies and gentlemen, and an obvious deprivation of one's basic rights.
Oh, it was terrible until Mr. Woodcutters got us out. It was so dark and clammy and acidic in there.
It sounds horrible, dear.
Oh, it was. Oh, I can't take it.
There, dear. It's all right. Why don't you just go sit back down?
Okay.
Objection! I haven't cross-examined the witness yet.
He's so sad.
Yes, absolutely too sad to be questioned. I'm sorry.
Now wait a minute here. You can't do that. I have a right to cross-examine the witness.
I'm too sad, see?
Yes, according to Clause A, Section 12345 of the Legal Code 22F, extreme sadness may excuse a further witness from testimony.
Oh, yes, well, if that's the case, then...
You just made that up.
The witness is excused.
What?
The witness is excused. Please sit down, Miss Stepmother.
Ha! I can't believe this.
Miss Godmother, call your next witness, please.
Yes, I would like to call Miss Grandmother Hood.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, Hans Christian Andersen.
You betcha. Thanks, Granny.
I'd prefer Mrs. Hood, please.
Yes, of course. Now, Mrs. Hood, tell me something. Does this and this belong to you?
Why, yes, those are my things.
And now, can you tell us what you were wearing the day you encountered the defendant?
Those items.
Anything else?
Just my undies, dear, but that's none of your business.
Yes, I see. Now, Mrs. Hood, is it correct that when your granddaughter encountered the defendant, Mr. Wolf was wearing these same items?
Well, not all the exact same items. I had a spare bonnet and a nightgown, but only one pair of glasses.
And at this point, he has eaten you. Is that correct?
It most certainly is.
So not only did the big bad wolf eat you, but he made a dear old lady remove her desperately needed eyeglasses in order to see before he did so.
It was terrible.
Terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, we've heard that word before, haven't we? Mrs. Hood's granddaughter described the events in the same way, and quite frankly, I think they are being kind, as it is in their nature to be. So not only did the defendant make Mrs. Hood remove her desperately needed eyeglasses, but he ate a dear old lady and her granddaughter. The kind of psychological strain Mrs. Hood would have endured would have been unthinkable. That's all. Your witness?
You may examine the witness, Miss Stepmother.
Oh, I can examine this one? Thanks so much. Miss Hood, let me ask you this.
Yes?
How did the defendant get you to remove your glasses? Did he just ask you? None of that is in the statement you gave the authorities. Your statement just jumps from the wolf came in to he ate me to I was joined by my granddaughter in the wolf's stomach. That's all we get. Now what really happened?
Well, I didn't exactly.
I see. You're not wearing glasses today. Do you own contact lenses, Miss Hood?
Yes, I do.
And isn't it true that you were in fact wearing your contact lenses at the time Mr. Wolf entered your cottage?
Well, yes, it's true.
Ah, so you were able to see just fine, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Yes, I think I'm just about done. But, I have one more question.
Yes?
What sort of carpet do you have on your floor, Miss Hood?
In what room?
In your bedroom, of course.
Wolfskin.
Wolfskin? Well, that is fascinating. Who made that carpet, Miss Hood?
My late husband and myself.
I see. No further questions, Your Honor.
Where did that come from?
Hey, Wolfie, I said I didn't work too hard on this case. Doesn't mean I'm still not the best there is. Besides, maybe I warmed up to you all of a sudden.
Well, that was a stunning turn of events. This may prove more of a battle for Miss Fairy Godmother than she had planned.
The witness is excused. Would you care to call another witness?
Yes, I would. I would like to call Mr. Bill Woodcutter.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, Hans Christian Andersen.
I do indeedy. Mr. Woodcutter, what do you do for a living?
I'm a woodcutter. I cut wood. I also compete in lumberjack pageants. I just won Best in Flannel and...
Yes. So, as part of your job, you carry an axe. Is that correct?
Yes, I do.
And you are not licensed to use that axe in case of emergencies, are you not?
I am.
In fact, is it not part of the woodcutter's code that you must always respond to innocent people in need?
It is part of the code, and I uphold that part of the code.
So, in other words, when you encounter a emergency in the woods, you are able to respond quickly and courageously?
Yes, I am.
And so you did, sir. You are a true hero, sir.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Your witness, Miss Stepmother.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Woodcutter, let's talk about this woodcutter's code, shall we?
Okay.
How do you know when there's an emergency in the woods that you need to respond to?
Well, it depends, but usually if I see something that looks wrong, I respond to it.
I see. You see it then, do you? Now, Mr. Woodcutter, would you care to tell me what prompted you to go into Mrs. Hood's cottage that day? There seems to be nothing in the police report about why you went into the house. Did you hear a scream?
No, not exactly.
Did you see the defendant enter the house and become suspicious?
No, okay. I was snooping around the house.
Snooping? Whatever for?
I was looking for a pie to steal off the windowsill.
Ah, I see. And why ever would you do that? I thought you were a hero.
Cutting wood don't pay so good. That's why I do the pageants. But you only make the big money if you win first prize. I haven't done that yet. I was hungry.
And then, while you were trying to steal something, you happened to see in the window, what exactly?
I saw that there wolf lying in the old lady's bed, in her clothes, licking his chops.
Well, all right then. Tell me though, how did you know? I mean, absolutely no for sure. Mr. Wolf had eaten them and that you were justified in cutting him open. Because that is what you did, isn't it? You cut my client open with an axe, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
How did you know, Mr. Woodcutter? Couldn't Mrs. Wolf have been a friend of Miss Hood's? One that you didn't know? One who occasionally likes to wear her nightgown? How did you know Mrs. Wolf had eaten them and that the two women weren't simply in the other room?
Well, she's a wolf.
So you've just got to cut her open then, eh? Because she's a wolf?
Well, yeah.
No other reason?
Nope.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Another stirring cross-examination from stepmother. This is interesting.
Shut up.
Why don't we go to commercial?
Miss Godmother, do you have another witness?
Yes, I call the three little pigs.
Objection! You can't call three witnesses at once.
Your Honor, it is essential to my case that the witnesses be called each at one time.
It is?
Well, no, but they insist on testifying together.
Why is that?
Your Honor, may I approach the bench?
Well, this is unorthodox, but I suppose so. Counselors, why don't you join us? What is it?
My siblings are not really competent to testify without me.
What do you mean?
They're, immature?
No, you can say it. They're stupid. They're too stupid.
Oh, I see. Well, I see no problem. Miss Stepmother?
I guess I'm fine with that.
Very well. Three little pigs, please take the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, Hans Christian Andersen.
Who? What?
Yes.
Good enough. Now, could you each please give the court your names?
Huh? Tell the nice lady your name.
Oh, my name is Onay.
Oh, nay, don't you mean...
Don't worry about it.
My name is Tuo.
My name is 3.
Very well. Now, oh, nay, can you tell me what happened to you and your house?
Huh? Oh, my house? Yeah. I built a house. Then it fell over. Now I live in another house.
How did your house fall down?
A fox blew it down.
A fox? Are you sure it wasn't a wolf?
Ah! What's the wolf doing here? Ah! He's going to huff and puff and eat me! Ah!
Calm down, calm down. Is that the creature that blew down your house?
Yeah, that was the fox.
Okay, anyway. 2-0. 2-0.
Huh? Oh, me, yeah, huh?
2-0. Did that creature also blow down your house?
No, I live with 1 and 3 in a nice house. And we have a fireplace and a kitchen and a...
No. Your first house. Did she blow down your first house?
Oh, my first house. Why didn't you ask me that? Yeah, it was that girl.
That wolf right there?
Wolf, where?
No, don't worry, you're safe. Now, 3, would you care to tell your story for the court?
Gladly. You see, my siblings and I had always lived together until last year when we decided to leave our parents and our childhood homes, not too far from each other, but far enough to grant ourselves a reasonable amount of independence.
I see.
Well, one day, that blasted, bloated, maniacal wolf came around and blew down both of my siblings' homes and came to my house to live with me out of fear that he might attempt to eat them. We were also frightened for such a time as she lurked outside my home. We barely ate, we barely slept, and our personal hygiene went to the dogs. Look at all this hair on my chinny chin chin. I haven't shaved in weeks.
Oh, you poor dear, you poor dear.
Yes, it was abominable.
These poor pigs were so frightened, they couldn't even shave.
He told us he would huff and puff and blow our houses down unless we let him in, and he called us little pigs.
Doesn't everyone?
Well, yes, but he said it in a really mean, nasty sort of way that made me think he was trying to demean us. It hurt my feelings immensely.
Your Honor, I have no more questions. I am too outraged with the defendant's behavior.
Very well, Miss Godmother. Have a seat. Miss Stepmother, your witnesses.
Thank you, Your Honor. Onay, tell me something. I once tried to pickle my own feet. What? I told you something. No. I want you to tell me what your first house was made of.
My first house? My first house.
Remember the one you told us about before?
Oh, yeah! Straw.
Straw, I see. And Tuo?
And me, I'm not kosher.
What? Oh, no. I don't just want you to tell me something. I want you to tell me what your first house was made of.
That has nothing to do with me not being kosher.
No, it doesn't.
That's okay?
Yes. Now, what was your house made of?
Sticks.
Sticks, I see. And 3, what is the house in which you all 3 now reside? The house you constructed. What is it made of?
Brick.
Brick, I see. And it hasn't blown over by means of wolf or anything else?
Nope.
And it is up to all of the building codes, I assume?
Of course. What do you take me for?
Now 3, what about your siblings' former homes? Are sticks and straw building materials approved by the zoning board?
No, they are not.
I didn't think so. Do you think your siblings' homes would have lasted long in, say, a hurricane or a tornado? Or, well, let's be honest, a light breeze?
No.
Now, 3, I have one more question.
Yes?
Did my client ever say he was going to eat any of you?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Then how do you know that's what he wanted to do? Couldn't Mr. Wolf have been just trying to make sure your homes were safe and secure?
Well, because...
I see. No further questions, Your Honor.
The little pigs, witnesses are excused.
Your Honor, I have one more witness.
Call him.
I would like to call Mr. Old Shepherd.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you, Hans Christian Andersen.
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Mr. Shepherd. Now, would you mind telling the court what it is you do?
Well, I am an old shepherd. I herd sheep.
Yes, yes. And could you tell us who that boy is?
Well, that's my boy. He watches my sheep sometimes.
I see. And what did he tell you one day?
Well, there were actually 3 days.
Why don't you just tell us what happened on the third day?
Yes, well, on the third day, the boy cried out that there was a wolf on the field. And the wolf stole some of my sheep and ate them and threatened the boy up in a tree.
I see.
And no one came to help the boy out, well, because, you see, the 2 days before...
That's really enough, Mr. Shepherd. Thank you.
Well, I suppose so.
No questions, Your Honor. Your witness, counselor?
I'll be brief, Mr. Shepherd. Why don't you just tell us about the first 2 days you mentioned?
Yes, well, on the first day, the boy cried out that there was a wolf. And all of us in the village came to take a look, and there was no wolf. Then he did the same thing the next day. And so on the last day, no one done came to help the boy out.
I see. So your boy isn't very reliable, is he?
Well,
And no one but the boy actually saw my client steal or threaten him?
well, no.
And if in fact a wolf did steal your sheep and threaten the boy, the only way we could know it was my client is if we heard what the boy has to say, isn't it?
Well, I suppose so.
This man's testimony is essentially hearsay, Your Honor.
Yes. Well, then why are you still talking to him?
You are excused, Mr. Shepherd.
Does the counsel for the plaintiffs have any further witnesses?
No.
Miss Stepmother?
Yes, I would like to call a surprise hostile witness to the stand. The defense would like to call the boy who cried wolf.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be good.
Object. Oh, never mind.
Come along, young man.
But I don't wanna.
I'm afraid you have to.
We'll fight then.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you, Hans Christian Andersen.
I guess so.
Very well. Tell me something, young man. Did you ever, on any day, see a wolf in the field?
Yeah, of course I did. On the third day, just like the old guy said.
All right then. Why did you pretend on the other days?
Because I thought it would be funny. It was. You should have seen all their stupid faces.
Are you certain that the wolf you saw was my client?
Yeah. They all look the same to me. Those wolves.
And I'm just wondering, why specifically did you cry wolf rather than something else when there was no wolf?
Well, 'cause
Everyone knows wolves are bad, big and bad. You know.
Yes, everyone knows wolves are just naturally bad, huh?
Yeah.
But not little boys, huh?
What are you driving at, lady?
Are you aware that a prank emergency call is a crime, young man?
Listen. Oh, heck yeah.
So you knew you were breaking the law when you cried wolf?
Listen, I don't need this from you, lady.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Miss Godmother?
Look, can I go? I need to go flush some live fish down the toilet.
No questions, Your Honor.
Wow, you sure are something.
You know, my friend, things might not be as bad as we thought.
Miss Stepmother, any further witnesses?
Yes, I'd like to call an expert witness to the stand, the renowned psychiatrist, Miss Muffet. She's the top wolf specialist with years of hands-on experience in the deep, dark woods.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, Hans Christian Andersen.
I don't like swearing.
I'm afraid you must, Miss Muffet.
Oh, all right. Yes, I swear.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Please have a seat.
No.
Pardon me?
I need a tuffet.
A what?
A tuffet, sir. She needs a tuffet.
Oh, a tuffet. Yes, well, someone go fetch a tuffet.
I don't think anyone knows what that is.
Oh, thank heavens. Neither do I.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. She's a bit neurotic, but she's the best psychiatrist around. If you have a tuffet anywhere,
What's taking so long?
Miss Muffet requires a
tuffet. I cannot sit without a tuffet.
Right, that. Like I always say, there's no such thing as good psychiatry without a sturdy tuffet. What in the name of all that is good and decent is a tuffet?
I don't know. I think she's made it up. Why don't we just have her stand?
Very well. Miss Muffet, the state is unable to provide you with the said tuffet. Do you mind standing?
My legs are so tired. I need a tuffet.
Please?
Well,
Oh, this is ridiculous. Just sit already.
A great thinker once said, curds and whey, your day's okay.
Yes, of course. In any event, I would like to apologize for the defendant's behavior.
Yes, of course.
May I simply call my final witness?
Yes.
I would like to call Mr. Big B Wolf.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you, Hans Christian Andersen.
I do.
Mr. Wolf, why don't we keep this brief?
Very well.
Why don't you just tell us what you have to say about all of this?
Yes, I'd like to. Well, I am a wolf, a few words, but here goes. When I was just a cub, I lived a pretty carefree life. I stayed in the cave mostly and played with my brothers and sisters. And Mother brought us home me every night for dinner. One day, Mother brought home something different, though. Mother brought a human baby. We raised that baby as one of our own, and I loved my sister like she was a wolf herself. Then one day, she returned to her people, and I never saw her again. I swore off that day, though, that I would protect and love creatures of other species, and I swore off the usual activities of wolfhood and became a vegan. But one day, when I was looking for dandelions in a field of sheep, there was a boy yelling, "Wolf, wolf, he's taking the sheep, he's taking the sheep, he's going to eat me." I suddenly became enraged. How could this boy suspect me of doing what I had sworn never to do? I yelled at the boy, telling him that I was a good wolf, but the more I yelled, the angrier I became, because the boy just kept on yelling. In a blind rage, I took his sheep and scared him half to death. I ate those sheep that night. I tried to pull my wits together, but every single time I encountered a creature of another species, he or she would run from me, distrust me, scream or something of the sort. I never meant to hurt anyone, but gradually I didn't know how else to interact with the world. But I only ask that for once. If you have mercy on me, if you take pity, maybe I'll be able to stop. That's all, I guess.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
Thank you.
Miss Godmother, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Very well.
The courtroom was thrown into chaos here today as the renowned psychiatrist, Miss Muffet, revealed her true identity as the adopted human sister of the accused. Miss Godmother delivered a brief closing statement in which she restated the facts brought out by her witnesses. Miss Evil Stepmother, for the defense, informed the jury that Mr. Wolf had shown he had not been born a criminal, but made one, simply because the society in which he lived in had viewed him as such. And that, as Mr. Wolf had said, if the jury were to show some compassion, the first Mr. Wolf we had ever known, her ways may begin to change. Now we'll take you to the courtroom where the jury is about to deliver their verdict.
Oh my! Sister, this is, wow!
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I would like you to give us a verdict.
But they haven't even left the room.
We don't have time for that. Nobody likes jury duty. I know, I always wish they would just get on with it. All those lawyers yakking away, and those witnesses crying, and those judges, don't get me started.
You're not going to send them out to deliberate?
No, we'll just have them clap. It's much easier, don't you think? Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have some words of wisdom to impart, words that may help you along the way. Like a wise philosopher once said, juries are like submarine sandwiches. They are best served with mayo and hot peppers.
Pardon?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
No matter what happens, I just want to say thanks.
You know, I'm glad I got forced into this case. I know where you're coming from. I need to talk to my stepdaughter.
When I raise my gavel, I'd like everyone who believes the defendant is guilty. That's guilty with a J. With a G, anyone who believes the defendant, Mr. Big B Wolf, is guilty with a G should applaud as loudly as you can. Very good, very good. That's enough. Now, when the When I raise my gavel again, I'd like anyone who believes the defendant is innocent. That's innocent with a, Anyone who believes the defendant is innocent should applaud now. Very good, very good. Now, if you'll give me a moment to make some calculations. One, two, three, four, five. 6. Aha! The jury has reached a verdict, and they find the defendant Wait, I'm not done. Well, I'm stumped. You guys don't know how to clap. Hung jury. What? He's not guilty or innocent. Hung jury.
What? Oh, come on. This is preposterous.
Now hold your horses, folks. Order! This is nicer, isn't it? My father always said the cornerstone of good government was compromise.
That is the first intelligible thing you've said, but it doesn't really apply right now. This is a courtroom. We need a decision.
What's wrong with you people? I want my money. I want my money. Shush.
Order! I will have order in this court. Now listen, we must simply have another trial. That's all there is to it.
But she's innocent. Quiet, you crazy tough fiend, man.
Now, that's just the way it is. Remember, as the saying goes, there will always be vacuum in your vacuum bag, just as there will always be cheese on your pizza. Thank you.
Is there a lesson we were supposed to learn from any of this? Well, it's hard to learn lessons when the jury is so indecisive.
No, that's not it. Justice is a complicated thing, and it's not black and white. I think you're a good guy, and I'm gonna keep fighting.
Thanks. I hope I can be as good as you think I am.
I know you'll try.
Well, I suppose I'll be seeing you in court again. Well, folks, looks like I'll be covering another trial. And with that in mind, I'd better be getting some sleep. This is Cindy Grimm for EFN saying, may your ever afters always be happy. And don't worry about Miss Fairy Godmother. She'll be fine. She deserves it.
Well, obviously, you're a wonderful jury because your applause makes them think that they're not only innocent, they're excellent and they're wonderful. And I think the real moral of the story is, as long as we work together and enjoy things together, anything can happen. We can find out that the big bad wolf was rash judged all these many years. And the other lesson we can learn is that here at Metro Catholic, anything is possible. So congratulations to all of you. You were a wonderful audience. And congratulations again. Now, we need to say thank you to the people that worked on this. Mrs. Williams is back there. She has to come out. Mrs. Williams worked very hard with the students. Sister Karen worked very hard with the students. Mrs. Brown worked very hard with the students. And up there working the lights and the Law and Order soundtrack is Sister Mary Jean, so give her. So thank you very much. It was very wonderful, and I'm so proud of all of you. This is the kind of day when it's fun to be the director. So thank you. I'm going to ask Miss Rowland's class to just wait here, okay? And maybe we could let the 8th graders leave first. Honor to work, honor to work.